Only 300 bucks to own more than 1% of a card on the reserved list? There's another installment of Quest for Cube, and we got this wonderful order here, which should contain a single card that this video is all about. So the inspiration for this video was when I looked at the reserved list and cards on the reserved list, I noticed that there are cards that dip down more after the 2020 and 2021 COVID reserved list spike. And yeah, some cards that are like lower tier reserved list cards dipped more, like up to 50, maybe 80% of their highs. And some others, like higher tier reserved list cards, like for example the Mox Diamond and the Dual Lands, didn't drop that high. And one of these cards is in here today. So we got some extra cards here from the person who sent me those, not the focus of this video. We got some more unlimited cards for my unlimited set cube. We're gonna go through them real quick before I will show you what I mean and tell you about my argument that I made at the beginning of the video, that you could own a big chunk of the reserved list just by spending a couple $100. And the focus card of today is Power Artifact, in the middle here of this order. Let's see about its condition. Really nice. Got some minor nicks and dings here and there, but all in all still very nice face and still looks really nice. Got some tranquility, some dirt here. Gonna clean that up later probably. Some more Goblin Raiders, I don't think I need any more. And then we got the Balloon Brigade, which I think is an uncommon, cost a couple of bucks. So thanks to the person who sent me those. Let's put those to the side. Gonna sleeve them up, put them into my set cube later after the video. But let's talk about Power Artifact and higher tier reserved list cards like these. And while I do that, I'll sleeve up the card. So the idea is this, that I needed 3 Power Artifact for my Antiquities set cube. As you know on this channel, if you're new, you don't. I like to collect old vintage cards and collect enough that I can actually build a set cube. So an assortment of cards that enables me to play with up to 8 or even 10 players of one set. So in this case Antiquities, which is such an old set, and actually no one of us probably ever experienced playing by its own as a draftable set. And this was a challenge that I set myself. I finished my The Dark set cube and am about to finish my Antiquities set cube, and I think I actually only need like 18 cards to finish out the entire set cube. This is my GameGenic box, which sadly is not a sponsor of this channel, but GameGenic, if you're watching and want to channel this, sponsor this channel, let me know. We got the Antiquities cards here, and I think Portal 3 Kingdoms on the other side. I'm actually also collecting Portal 3 Kingdoms, if you didn't know. But the focus is Antiquities. A whole bunch of commons in here. In these boxes, I like to use these bundle boxes to just have those cards in here, because they can actually carry a whole bunch of cards in there, and 5 of these boxes fit nicely into the GameGenic box to be then played with up to 10 players. So Power Artifact I needed 3 of because it's a so-called U3, so an uncommon that was on the print sheet 3 times, and I wanted the entire set cube to kind of reflect the rarity of this set, and that's why I have a different amount of cards depending on their rarity. And in this case I needed 3 of the Power Artifact. I still need a Transmute Artifact 2 times. I think one of them is in my Hana pre-modern deck. One of the power artifact was also in here, but I got it out for the, yeah, it's outside in the other deck, but I got it out for the purpose of this video, just to show you that I now own the 3 cards. I use these Dragon Shield clear matte sleeves for my set cube, just to have this nice feeling of nostalgia, to have the cards protected, double sleeved obviously, but when people draft them, they get to see the magic back, like in the old days when you didn't use sleeves at all, or just like penny sleeves, and then you're able to like actually experience the magic backs. Now at the beginning I showed you that I paid around 130 bucks for the power artifact. For one of them I paid just below 100, and another one I paid 160 bucks back in April of 2023. So this card actually came down in price a little, but it's still worth around 130, 150 bucks depending on condition and where you live in the world, but in euros it's that, and euro dollar currently is pretty much the same. But what I did notice is that Card Market, which is the website which is used mainly in Europe, only has 219 copies listed of Power Artifact, and by owning 3 of these cards, I actually own more than 1% of this card of the current market that people have listed. So 1.369 nice % of power artifacts on the open market. And just by paying around 100, let's say 120 depending on condition, maybe 30 bucks per card, you can actually own 1% or even more of the reserved list. And by owning a chunk of this market, you can actually impact the price, which is basic finance 101. And most of the time when people gobble up cards like these, they don't put it back on the market. They normally don't buy it for just like to be able to sell it back for 5 bucks more or anything, but normally they want to play it. It's a great card in Commander. It's a great combo piece with Basalt Monolith, for example, or Grim Monolith, and you can create infinite mana. And normally people want to keep it to play with them or grade them or anything, and not to just sell them off again. So if just 5 people would take like 300-400 bucks, get 3 of these copies, the dent that could be made into the market would be quite significant actually. And this logic also applies to Transmute Artifact, which had the same rarity, which is this card by the way, if you're wondering, and it has almost half of the cards listed compared to Power Artifact, which is, as I said, the same rarity, but this one is more sought after since it is a tutor and more powerful again, but it also has double the price. So again, if you would spend the money and have like 600, 700, 800 bucks and you buy 3 of these copies, you could actually own like 2% of the market that is currently available, and that is already quite a lot. So keep that in mind in regards to any of the reserved list cards. If you are interested in them and thinking about getting some, get them one step at a time. Get yourself 1 power artifact, see how you feel with it. If you want multiple ones, don't just go all in and just buy them all and hope cards go up in price or anything. Rather, get them step by step. And after just 1.5 years, for in my case, I have 3 power artifacts. So 1 power artifact every half a year, and you can get where I am currently with the amount of power artifacts that I have. One quick disclaimer before we call it quits for today. If you are still looking for a Christmas gift to give to your friends and family, maybe you want to gift a playmat, I have a 30% off code in the comments below that will end by the end of the year. So if you want to make use of it for yourself, for your friends, family, do consider getting yourself a playmat and 30% off, which is very generous in my eyes, and you also support the channel by doing this. So do consider buying their mats. I have 2 whole videos on their quality. If you want to check those out, do that after this video. But now I do want to hear from you what you think about being able to own about 1% of the entire reserved list open market? Let me know in the comments below and let's have a nice discussion. I wish you a beautiful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!